Hola amigos, hola amigas, Dorian here from Hooverlux. Welcome, bienvenido, assalamu alaikum, welcome. So my last video was dismantling the Kirby Sentria 1. The next thing I'm going to be doing is I've cleaned all the parts, I've polished all the parts. So the next thing now is to reassemble it. So I'm going to start with this handle, which I have to say is bloody gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to put the ring back through. There was 2 screws holding this in. Just get the right screwdriver. There we go. Next I got the plastic cover. There's 5 screws holding this in. Okay, then we've got the plastic handle, fits over there, and the cord hook and the spring screw for that. What I'm going to do is put a tiny little bit of grease on the spring just to stop it from squeaking. Grab a cloth. There we go, that doesn't squeak anymore. So there we go, so that's the handle assembled and nice and shiny. I'll put that to one side. The next thing I'm going to be working on is the brush roll. Again, which is all now nice and shiny. So I'm going to put the front handle on, and the bumper and the brush roll and all those parts. So I'm going to pop you on pause while I do that. Okay, so that's the brush roll all put back together and nice and clean and shiny. Next, I need to put the trims back on the body. Go. Nice, neat and tidy. That's back on. So I have all the parts here which are lovely and clean. Now I need to start reassembling this. So I'm just going to put that down there. Pop this cap back in. There we go. And the front of this, what I need to do now is to put a daub of sealer around it. So I'm going to do that now. So while I do that, I'm just going to pop you on hold. On hold. I'm going to pop you on pause. Okay, so now I'm back and I'm going to connect the motor back up. I have the motor here. There we go, that's seated in nicely. Perfect. Okay, now I need to put the screws in for this. There's 2 screws with washers and also that earth wire on that side. I'm not going to put them in completely tight, I'm just going to secure them in place. And the 2 screws underneath to hold the motor in. Okay, and I now have the motor held in place. So the next thing on my list is the fan blade, which is here. I have the seal that goes on first. Then there's a little plastic washer, the fan. Pop my spanner down here to hold it in its there we go. I don't know why I was calling it armitage, the armature. Push this on. This is very stiff. There we go. The metal washer and the spindle arm. tighten it up. There we go, that's the fan back on. Next I'm going to connect up the tech drive. Put the tech drive into D, and the tech drive belt. There we go. And I've got the 3 screws to hold the tech drive in. There we go, that's the tech drive held in place. Next on my list is the foot switch, the on-off switch. So connect up the metal part first and then click the switch in. Then I've got the exhaust vent. So you pop the first bit in. This is the motor exhaust vent. And then slide it in. It can be a little bit hard, but there's my little hold onto it here using the little needle nose pliers gently. And then I can slide that in. Push it down until it clicks. And take the little screw on the side. Holds it in place. Now the next thing I need to do now is to fix in the faceplate, the main plate. So I have got the silicone on there and then gently place it over, actually, and line it up at the same time. And the screws to do that. The flat fronted one goes near to the safety switch. The 2 shorter ones go in the bottom. I'm not going to secure them up very tight yet. this to rest it on. Perfect. I'm going to tighten up these screws a bit more. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pop you on pause a second while I clean away the excess sealant. Okay, I've cleaned away all the excess sealant off the front. So what I'm going to do now, to make it easier, is to put the wheels on, the front wheels. Okay, so I'll put the small part of the foot pedal in first. Just line it into place. Fit it into the cogs. And then just fit the wheels on. There we go. And then it's the little screws with the brackets. Screw. There we go. And just give it a quick test. Perfect, so there we go. That's that done, that's that on. Okay, next on the list is the handle mechanism. So I'm just going to feed that through. Make sure that it doesn't come out. Actually, I fed it the wrong way round. Hello. There we go. Make sure that fits in there. Excellent. Perfect. Okay, now there's two screws here for that. I'm not going to tighten them up completely yet. And then there are two long screws, which are the very long screws for the front faceplate. make sure that the back ones are still quite loose, so there's a bit of movement. Do up the front ones first, I find. Make sure all the front screws are done up tight. Not too tight, but done up tight. Excellent. Brilliant. So next, yes, I've checked all the screws on this, that's moving fine. If you do find it's a bit stiff, the screw here in this plastic casing, loosen it off a bit. It doesn't want to be super duper, you know, it has to be fixed in but not tight. If you find it's a bit draggy, then loosen it off a bit. That's fine. I've done that. Right, the headlight. Now this is not going to be too difficult, or it's not going to be as difficult as the other one in the G series. I'm hoping this will be kind to me. Okay, so I need the metal part. Which is this. I'm going to reconnect up the power source. I'll tell you what I didn't do is I need to clean that out. I've just got a wet wipe here just to gently clean the lens. And gently dry it out. Cool. I need to plug it back in. There we go. Perfect. Actually, before I put that on, I'm going to connect up all of this. Now, this is the first time I've actually done it on this. Clips in. Put the plastic cover on the light. Wow, that was pretty cool. That is a lot easier. It is a heck of a lot easier than the other ones on the G series. There you go, so the 2 screws hold it all in place. I've got this to pop in. That is held on by the metal plate. There's 3 screws to hold that on. This is definitely a lot easier on this than the other G series to take out the light assembly. Okay, now I need to secure that into place with the 2 screws either side, 1 screw each either side. Wow, that is really a lot easier. Wow, excellent. So there we go, that's the light done. Next, and the fan spins freely, yes. Okay, next is the main body. The 2 flatter screws are for the front. Again, don't tighten them up. Just make sure they're secured in there. Secure these 2 back screws, secure them in tight first. Okay, now I'm going to secure these in. Oh, fantastic. I'm going to put this on. Now, attach this. And there's a screw down here to hold it in place. plug in the cord. Attach the cover. Fasten up the screw. And you've got two screws then that hold the cord onto the side of the body. Slight issue with the thread on that one. There we go. Now feed the cord through the loops. There. And finally, attach the mini M2, connect up the bag, and hopefully it won't blow up. Let's just switch it on. That sounds really good. Let's just try the tech drive. Wonderful, I'm really pleased with that. That's really good. What I'm going to do is release the mini M2. Just give the body very light application of mother's polish, just to remove any grease, my mucky fingerprints. These sponge applicator pads are bloody brilliant. Yeah, look at that. Okay, give it a little wipe. This one was in really, really good condition, I have to say, but I still wanted to strip it down and just give it a bit of a service. Just to make sure that it was all fine. This is the only Kirby that I haven't had to do any bloody machine polishing to. That was really good. The other one I have, on the other hand, will need it. So there we go, that's my 2008 Kirby Sentria. I'm going to clean up the mess on the floor and we'll give it a very quick demo. I've put down my obligatory sawdust. Dog's over there. Millie, is that Gilligan? There we are. So I put down the sawdust. And here is the Sentria. Looking very good. I did give it a little go and it works absolutely fine. The tech drive on it works really well. It's very, very smooth. So I'm really pleased with the refurbishment of that and the cleanup. So what we're going to do is pick up this sawdust that you can see here on the floor and just a little quick demo. Okay, so there we go. That is my 2008 Sentria 1 completed. It does have some deep scratches on this, which won't come off with buffing wheels. Well, it would, but not the kind that I have anyway, so that'll have to stay. But it's in fantastic condition. The tech drive on it is working a heck of a lot better. It's all lovely and clean, polished, tidy, and like new on the inside. So there we go, that's that done. Now, next to it is a 2011 Sentria 1, sorry. This poor thing is in a bit of a worse state. The metal on it is definitely going to have to be polished. It's a lot more well used than the other one. It still works in perfect condition. There's no damage to it. I've cleaned the mini M-tool and the bag and everything on there. So I'm going to have to dismantle it, take it apart, clean it and polish it. Now, because I've already done the video on this one. I'm not going to be boring you with another entire teardown video of exactly the same vacuum, so I'm going to make this one a very, very quick video, which some of you might be pleased to know, but I will hopefully make it look as good as this one, and when I finish this one I'll do a comparison of them next to each other so that you can see how it looked after the refurb. Slight difference to this one is the Mini M Tour. It's a lot slimmer on this one than this one. They changed it in a couple of years, and I think this is very similar to the Avalier now, actually, the design of the Mini M Tour, just a different colour. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. This was the first time I've actually taken apart a Sentria myself to pieces, so it's a learning curve for me as well. I do this because I enjoy doing it. I'm really enjoying working on my Kirby series. I've still got Sentria 2 to do, and on Saturday I'm going to go pick up a G6. I think it's a G6 or a G5, I can't remember, from Bristol that I bought. So I'm going to be doing a strip down on that as well. And then I've only got about 2 or 3 left in the series to get, the Ultimate G and the Ultimate G with the Diamond Edition, and then hopefully one day an Avalier. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice evening.